Fortnite Battle Royale has been taking the video game world by storm ever since it came out in 2017. 7 years later, here we are at Chapter 5 of Season 3. Wrecked has been off to a chaotic start, with many players being torn and the vehicles being the current meta. Me personally, I'm really enjoying it. The game has changed so much over the years that I wanted to take a look at some lost media that I recently came across on. This ranges from certain items being completely different, early concepts, and even a scrapped item that would have broken the game. So with that, let's get into it. We all remember the massive Marvel collaboration in Chapter 2 Season 4 that ended in the island having to defend themselves against Galactus. This season introduced many mythic and legendary weapons, such as Doom's arcane gauntlets, Stark Industries' energy rifle, and even Black Panther's kinetic armor. But one weapon that was scrapped from the plethora of Marvel-themed loot pool was Mystique's dual pistols. Along with Mystique being able to copy the skin she just eliminated, she was supposed to have 2 auto pistols. From the looks of it, they were supposed to be 2 Uzi looking guns with an intense fire rate. Maybe Marvel wasn't a fan of how they turned out, or they figured the weapons they had in game already were enough. We've had so many different consumables across Fortnite's lifespan, from candy to fruit and even different types of fish, but one consumable that was cut from the game was a burger from Der Burger. This iconic burger spot was a fan favorite in Greasy Grove, and was supposed to contain consumable burgers on the counters. They would give the player 10 HP and were scattered all over the restaurant. We later got consumable tacos when the restaurant turned into Taco Time, but it would have been helpful having healing options when we were trapped in this spot. Up next we have the Airstrike Laser. Now this weapon would have been OP. I'm kinda glad this one was cut. This weapon would emit a long laser marking a spot, followed by a strafe of missiles raining down. This item probably ended up being the airstrike item that's almost similar, but rather than the missiles falling in a straight line, they fall in one bunch. I really like the design of the airstrike laser though. It looks like something out of Fallout or even Mass Effect. Now, we're all familiar with the fake item boxes from Mario Kart. Racing at high speed sometimes causes us to not know the difference between a real item box and a fake one. Well, Fortnite was supposed to have something similar. Imagine landing at a spot with virtually no loot and suddenly you see a chest in the distance, but as soon as you attempt to open it, it blows up and ultimately eliminates you. This was the case for the Mimic Bomb, which was a fake chest that was actually an explosive. Players would place the fake chest down and what appears to be the blast radius would emit from it, and as soon as an enemy player would approach it, boom, sent back to the lobby. This is an item I would love to see implemented back into the game. Imagine the satisfaction we would get from watching new players thinking they're about to come up on some loot and then the sudden realization of defeat. We've had different versions of the Porta Fort item, from the standard one in early seasons to the Porta Fortress later on, and now we have the current iteration Porta Bunker. But early on, we were supposed to have the true version of the Porta Fortress, which was really a fortress. This massive fortress was probably meant for 50v50, but if it was meant for regular Battle Royale, then it would have gave all the sweaty players a run for their V-Bucks. I get why this item was cut from the game. Imagine having a build fight with an enemy and getting their HP super low and suddenly they pop one of these fortresses and now they have all the time in the world to heal while you have to plan an expedition to climb to the top. On top of that, there was even some launch pads at the top, so by the time you make it up there, the enemy player has been long gone. Next up, we have an item that was cut due to it probably being able to break the game. Not only that, it would probably piss off a lot of build players. This item was known as the Big Poppy item. This goofy looking item was a balloon you would throw, and a huge balloon would deploy from the ground and destroy any builds and buildings in its way. You're able to stand on it as well, giving you the opportunity to gain height advantage in certain situations. This item was probably cut due to the negative reception this item would have had from build players, and the way this item operates. There's a chance players would have abused the mechanics and glitched their way into certain parts of the map. Epic probably didn't want to deal with all these possibilities and struggled to balance this item, so ultimately it was cut from the game. Fortnite has been around for a good amount of time that many concepts have been changed and so many items get scrapped. There's so much lost media out there regarding Fortnite. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want a part 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks for watching.